Hello and welcome, I'm James Rose, and this is not EU4. In fact, this is Prophecy of Pendor. This is a mod for Mount and Blade warband. Now, there's two... I'm going to explain why I'm doing this series first. I wanted to do this series because this is the game where my use of the name James Rose started. My most successful character in this game, and more specifically this mod, was called James Rose. Obviously, he had I did the whole roleplay thing. My flag was a flower, and I had rosy knights and things like that. This is where that whole character that I'm kind of styling my YouTube around came from. So I wanted to do this playthrough because of that. Another reason is last month, I want to say in January, Prophecy of Pendor brought out version 3.8. And so I wanted to try that out, and I thought, what's a better way of doing that than doing it with my YouTube? So yeah, this is going to just be a weekend series, because during the week I put out my main EU4 videos and the multiplayer series I'm doing. If you're from the people who have come to watch Mount and Blade, go check out my EU4 videos as well. Maybe you'll like them, maybe you won't. I don't know, but check them out. Yes, so this is going to be a weekend series. I'm going to be putting out videos on Saturday and Sunday, starting from now, which is be Sunday to you. I'm going to try and put out 2 videos today, because I didn't put one out on Saturday, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive in and have a go, shall we? Oh, first I just want to check that I put the... It's not video settings, general settings. Battle size, you need to go all the way up. There we go. Okay, let's jump in and start a new game. So I'm going to be doing this in a more roleplay, going with the story kind of playthrough than anything you would see with strategy game videos. So I'm going to be reading out lots of text. As we get into the game more, I'll probably start skipping through some text, but to start with, I'm going to be reading it out. Welcome, adventurer, to Prophecy of Pendor. Before beginning the game, you must create your character. Be very careful, adventurer. Your background choices here will forever impact your options and opportunities in Pendor. Let's go. What am I? I'm a pretty female. Yes. No, we're male. We're going to be a male. You were born years ago and reside now in the land of Barclay, far to the west and south of Pendor. Your father was minor noble, a merchant ship captain, former knight, a retired noble adventurer, a wandering nomad clan leader, a rough and mysterious figure, or a respectable physician. Oh, let me see, my dad's not a noble. He doesn't have a ship. I don't think he's ever had a fight in his life, so he's not a knight. Adventurer, I think the best one here is the amount I actually see my dad, because I live with my mum. Oh, grew up with my mum. I'm going to go with a rough and mysterious figure. Your father never told you of your mother, or yeah, it's not true. And indeed seemed very secretive about his past. As you grew up in the poor section of Barclay's waterfront district, you received very little formal education. However, your father did teach you from a young age how to defend yourself and how to spot and avoid danger. When you were a bit older, he taught you about herbs, poisons, and antidotes, and how to keep someone alive when they were wounded. He never stepped in to offer you protection from the local bullies, but insisted that you fight your own battles. He would often leave for extended periods of time, offering no explanation of where he was going, or saying when he would return. You raised yourself and sometimes had to resort to petty theft just to survive. Still, these difficult years made you streetwise, sharp to the secrets of cities and their shadowy back alleys. In your youth, you had very little idle time, as your father arranged for you to serve a minor Barclay lord. I can't see that really happening. Sent you to become an apprentice to the local guild as a craftsman. Put you in the care of a successful merchant. Yeah, maybe. Nah. Left you to fend for yourself. That seems more likely. Sent you out on your own to hunt. I'm pretty sure from the sounds of this, I was left to fend for myself. As a boy barely emerged from childhood, you lived on the streets doing whatever you had to just to survive. You begged, stole, and worked for gangs to earn your bread, living only from day to day in a violent world. Frequently, only one step ahead of the law and others who wished you ill. Then, after what seemed an eternity, your life changed. You were given the opportunity to become a squire, a bard, a scholar? Me not wording well again. A self-employed merchant, an engineer and builder, a huntsman. Well, what happened, guys, was one day I was out in the streets and I saw some guys harassing a young lady, trying to get her jewellery and stuff off her. And I stepped up and I fought those guys off. And it turned out this was a noble lady. And she had her husband, who was a knight, take me as his squire. That's what happened. Though the distinction felt sudden to you, somewhere along the way you had become a man, and the whole world seemed to change around you. When you were named squire to a noble at court, you practiced with weapons for long hours, learning how to give hard knocks without hesitation, and take them with fortitude. You were instructed in your obligations to your lord, and your duties to those who would one day be your vassals. In addition to learning the chivalric ideal, you also learned about the less attractive side of a noble life. From old warriors' stories of ruthless power politics, betrayals and usurpations, of men who used guile as well as valour to achieve their aims. But as the fates would have it, everything in your world changed suddenly. You had no choice but to leave the lands of Berkeley and strike out for Pendor because you must right a wrong done to you. You received a message that your father had died, because of a series of unfortunate events. There were too many enemies that seek to end your life, of a letter that changed your life forever. I feel like it would have been a series of unfortunate events. I feel like we spilled wine on a noble woman's dress and she had us kicked out. I think that's what happened. A series of unexpected deaths of close... Oh, that's a bit more serious than what I was saying. Having to put your favourite horse down and your fiancé breaking off your engagement. Well, this is awful. All combined to make it seem necessary to leave Berkeley and start a new life, anew somewhere else. That somewhere else is the land of Pendor. You board the ship and settle in.
The die has been cast.
We're going to go with realistic because I like this kind of thing.
For heeding my call and returning to Pendor. More than
Hope you guys can hear the background.
We desperately need your aid. Pendor has fractured into factions yet again, just as we need union most desperately. New enemies have invaded us, and old ones have returned in force. We are poised to seek out the evil goddess Azedahaka and destroy her once and for all. On behalf of the people of Pendor, my champion, will you once again take up the sword?
Okay, I hope you guys could hear the background then. I still need to fiddle with the audio, I think, a bit, but I'm not sure. So tell me if in the comments if you could hear the lady talking, telling us about the prophecy. So I call myself James Rose. For those of you who haven't seen Mount and Blade before, the attributes, it's every 3 is the important one. So I put my attributes up to, I put strength up to 9. 15 was the starting for agility. I put intelligence and charisma up to 9 as well. The way it works is for every 3 you have here, your skills each have, if you look to, can I hover? I can't get over here at the same time. If you look in the top right corner, it says at the bottom, base attribute strength. That means in order to have a point in Iron Flesh, or Power Strike might be a better example, you need to have 3 points in strength. So as you can see here, my Power Strike is at 3 and my strength is at 9. So I can't get it any higher until my strength becomes 12, at which point I can put my Power Strike up to 4. Okay, so I've just chucked a few points in here. I'm not going to go through and explain all the skills right now. As the playthrough goes on, I'll probably go through and explain some of them, at least a bit of what they do. But for now, I just accept that I know what I'm doing when it comes roughly. If you're a Prophecy of Pendor veteran, you probably think, "Oh my God, this guy hasn't got a clue what he's doing," but I know roughly what I'm doing here. Thank you. Okay, we don't know what weapon we've started with, which I feel like I should know before I'm doing this. You can roughly tell. I'm probably got a one-handed weapon and a crossbow. Throwing's pretty good as well. I like to try and get all of these. Let's get that. Let's get that to 100. Nice round number, and then let's make it so we're not too awful at archery. We're still awful at archery, but we're a bit better than we were. Okay, what are we gonna look like? These faces are new in this version of Prophecy of Pendor. But this is a older game, Mount and Blade. It's made by a small company, and although Prophecy of Pendor, especially in the newest patch, has made it look much better, overall it's not the prettiest game. So if bad graphics offends you, you probably don't want to be watching this. I kind of like this guy missing the eye. Can I get my hair color blonde, please? Can I get like a dark blonde? That one, I kind of like that. I think that's the most suitable for myself. Can I get a mustache? Let's get a nice... Oh, I like that. And some better hair. That's just neatly cut. Okay. Oh, got a bit of a ponytail going. Don't want that. Definitely don't want that. That's no good. I'm not a monk. That's alright. We look quite regal there. Maybe we'll go with that one. Oh, okay, that's like trimmed up too far at the back. That's what I would usually go with. So let's just go with that. By the grace of the divine, you arrive in Pendor, a land plagued by constant strife for over 150 years. You have accepted a daunting challenge to stave off the influence of evil, reunite the warring factions of the Old Kingdom, and create a new possibility for Pendor. As echoed by the mad wanderer, Maddagan, these are dangerous lands, where many powers, great and small, vie against one another for supremacy. Here you will find honour and nobility, but also deceit and skullduggery. There will be valorous knights and black-hearted assassins. You will leave your past behind to start a new life. Pendor is not your typical medieval country. Women and men have equal chances of success and failure in Pendor. If you succeed, you will create another destiny, a new possibility in the infinite dimensions of reality. Whoa, that's going a bit deep, isn't it? Your choices may create a new thread in the weave for the oracle to choose, and offer the possibility that your actions may save us all. Drawn by the stories you hear about Pendor and its kingdoms, listening to that kind of reminds me of Kingdoms of Amalur, if any of you have played that game. That's a good game. I really enjoyed that. Where essentially you can change fate. Okay, so what we have here, for those of you who haven't played Prophecy of Pendor, Kingdom of Sarlian is, I would say, the most your normal medieval kingdom. They have spearmen and halberds, they have longbowmen, and they mostly rely on their strong knights. Kingdom of Ravenstern is up in the north. They have okay infantry, which use sword and shield. Their archers and rangers are pretty amazing. If you just have an army of their rangers, it can slaughter stuff pretty good. And their cavalry is pretty awful. Unless they have Knights of the Dragon, which are a particular knight in this game, which are very good, and they come from Ravenstern. The Duchat Principalities are they're somewhat between a cross between Middle Eastern and like your Mongol horde type people. I think would be the best description, I hope. I've never had to actually say this out loud before. Fyrdsvein. These are your Nords. They have very poor cavalry. They have no cavalry except for their nobles, actually. But they have very strong infantry, and even their archers are quite hard to take down. And the Empire, this is the Bacchus Empire, I believe. But it's just the Empire. They are. They have They're Romans. They have legionnaires who have throwing spears, and they have very good crossbowmen. And okay, I think they also only have cavalry in their nobles, but their noble cavalry is pretty darn good. We're going to start out in Sarlian because it's in the center of the map. You travel by caravan through the heartland of Pendor. Green shoots of wheat are beginning to push through the dark soil of Sarlian's rolling plains. The land here is rich but troubled, as the occasional burning village bears witness. The caravan avoids the woods of Loria, where desperate men have taken refuge and the mysterious Nolda lurk. You crest a ridge and catch sight of the town of Sarlian, its rooftops shining gold in the last rays of the setting sun. I'm sure you will anyway, but feel free to connect me on my pronunciations of anything in this game. All the kingdoms and stuff are made up, so how they're pronounced is anyone's guess, really. Also, where's the music on? Might need to turn the music up. Welcome to Prophecy of Pendor 3.8. This mod is designed for experienced player who has mastered the fundamentals of combat. Well, I'm a bit rusty, but I have played this mod before, so I think I'll be okay. This mod is not designed to be easy. For those of you who are ready for this experience, we hope you enjoy POP. No subsequent or previous modification of this work has been authorized. All intellectual rights are reserved. Well, that's not really getting into the roleplay spirit of it, is it? Thanks. Okay. Here we are. We are this little guy on his horse on the map. Before we do anything else, let's have a look at our inventory. We have a crossbow, we have a lance, and we have a sword. We've got some decent chest armor. Our boots are okay. We have some gloves. Having any gloves at the start is pretty good. We could do with a better hat, though. Our hat is pretty poor. We've got a standard saddle horse. We've got some chicken, some throwing knives, a robe, and some leather armor. These will just get sold. So let's head into Sarlian first, I think. Let's have a look around. POP options, adaptive, yeah. Show kill count, I like that. No. Yep. Formations I'm not particularly good with. I'm going to leave them on for now, but I may turn them off later, depending on how well I can pick up using them or not. I often turn them off in my playthroughs. I like just having two armies charge each other rather than actually getting in formations and stuff. It's more fun that way, in my opinion. Trade screen, yep. Okay, let's sell all of these. That's going to make us a bit of money, and then we want some cheap food. Nice little start. And then we're going to go to the tavern and see who's here. Let's say hello to everyone. Sir Roland is a companion. We won't be able... Actually, let's check upstairs first. There usually isn't anyone up here, but there occasionally is. If there's too many people in the main tavern, then they get put up here instead. But there's no one on this floor, so there's not going to be anyone even further up. And in taverns, generally, all you need to do is talk to people in it. So Roland, we don't really need to talk to you yet. This is a companion you can get, but we don't have the money to hire him, so we're going to ignore him. That's an NPC. This person looks busy. Okay. Merchant of Sarlian, warrior, townsfolk. Okay. We're going to start by talking to the Merchant of Sarlian, because this is like the beginner starting quest. Ho there, warrior. If you have a moment, I would like a word. Of course. What do you need? We've lately had a real problem with heretics kidnapping young girls for sacrifice. Well, that's not good. We've discovered numerous girls' bodies, every one with the heart ripped out. Of late, they've begun venturing into town, looking for unwary prey. The watch commander tells us it's because all of the fighting on the frontiers. Fewer men to keep an eye on the streets. This helps them enter unnoticed and aids them in identifying particularly tempting targets. Last week, you see, they took my younger sister. I don't know what my sister was thinking to go wandering alone after dark in times like these. I hope she wasn't meeting a lover. You were... this word. About 2, but you're a stranger here and didn't know how bad things have become. She had no such excuse, but she's my sister, so what can I do? If I don't protect my kin, people will start thinking that I can't protect my investments either. And I can't have that. I think your priorities are a bit skewed, mate. I also confess I love her dearly, and I'm worried to death. Okay, that's better. I cannot bear the thought of her being sacrificed by heretics. So here's my proposition. You look like you've had a bit of experience with a blade. I am a squire, or was a squire. I got kicked out, well, I left because all the people I cared about died. And more importantly, you must have a bit of fire in your belly, or you wouldn't be coming to Pendor to seek your fortune. This is what I'm asking you to do. Gather a small but strong party, track down these heretics to their lair, and return my sister to me in good health. In return, you'll earn my lasting gratitude and a bit of silver. What do you say? Sure. I think I can save your sister from heretics. You won't be able to do this by yourself, though. Oh, I beg to differ. If you tackle that warband by yourself, the hunter will become the hunted, I'll warrant. You'll first need to recruit some fighting men. There are always a few lads in the outlying villages looking for work, more interesting than tilling the soil or hauling water. With a little training, they'll fight well. There are also mercenaries for hire in the taverns. They'll join you for pay, visit the villages and taverns, and use the money to hire some men. You'll need at least 5 men behind you to fight the heretics. The bandit leaders are a mean bunch, so having experienced men with good equipment would be best. Very good, sir. I'll go collect some men from around the villages and check the tavern too. Good, you can find me again in the tavern here in Sarlian after you've got your group together. This guy just spent all his time in the tavern. No wonder his business isn't doing well. Then we'll speak about what to do next. Let's talk to this guy. Greetings to you, sir. You look like someone who should get to know me. Why is that? I am with the local Red Brotherhood, and I broker ransoms for the poor wretches who are captured in these endless wars. Normally, I travel between the interior town and the slave markets on the coast, on commission from those whose relatives have gone missing. If I'm not on my errands of mercy, I come across a fellow dragging around a captain or two. Well, there's no harm in a little speculative investment, is there? And you look like the type who might have a prisoner to sell. Okay, you find these guys, ransom brokers in all over the place. We'll see this guy again lots of times. There's like 5 different ones that move around, or there might be more than that. So in the future, when we meet these guys, I will just skip through the dialogue and won't read it out because they all say roughly the same thing. I don't have any prisoners, so that's all we need to know right now. Thank you. We don't want to know any rumours. Felicity Flametime.
Hello, Captain.
What are people in town talking about? My good James Rose, I've been very busy and have just not had enough time to listen for such blah 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 blah. You're useless. You're another companion we can't recruit. You find companions in the taverns. They have various skill levels and prices. These are some mercenaries. These are essentially Vikings. Lord, I and 3 of my axe brothers are looking for a jarl, Arl. Let's go with Arl. To fill our bellies with wine and our pockets with gold. We'll join you for 384 denars. Maybe later. I'm not so sure about hiring you guys right now. Let's leave and go have a look around the local villages. How many men can I have? I can have 58 men right now. Oh, look, it's a king. Okay, recruit. 6 guys want to join. That's excellent. I want to get a few more, and then we'll go looking for some minor bandit parties to fight. Just sped up time a few times there. Oops, didn't mean to talk to the village elder. I don't care about you. Do any lads want to fight? 6 of them. Excellent. We have 12 guys under our command now. 12 peasants. Look at this guy. I bet he's tough. Anyway, we need to, if I remember correctly, yep, there's usually some minor bandits around this area. As you level up your character, the bandits and like bad guys you encounter get worse. Charge the enemy. Charge, everyone. Oh, look at these guys. Oh, that guy's got a sledgehammer. He's going to do some work. Actually, a couple of them have sledgehammers. Quite a few of them have sledgehammers. There's at least 5. Fire my crossbow. I missed. Now. Okay, turns out I haven't completely lost my skills at this game. It has been a long time since I've played. I'm also playing in a window, which I'm not used to. So I'm blaming that if I'm awful. Yeah, I have to play in a window to record, or at least I couldn't figure out how to record when it was full screen very easily. So I'm doing that. So I'm blaming that for my poor gameplay. Not that I really had to do very much there. My peasants took care of most of those bandits quite happily. There we go. And let's take these bandits prisoner. We can then sell them to that ransom broker we met. And 2 of our recruits have upgraded to militia. So they're a little bit tougher now. And we have some stuff. We want to keep the cheese, so we'll put that at the top of the inventory. And the rest of this is just going to be sold. And another guy is upgraded. You get both yourself and your men get experience in 2 different ways. They get experience for killing and knocking out enemies in battle, and then at the end of a battle, assuming you win, then you get a pool of experience which is shared around everyone in the party. That's why we had people level up directly after the battle, and we had a guy level up. A lord has defected. Oh no. We had a guy level up after the battle. Okay, should we sell all of this? Okay, I already sold him too much. He can't afford it. Merchants at the start of the game don't have much money. That quickly goes up though as time goes on. The goods merchant normally has the most money. As such, he does this time as well. There we go. We have a nice little bit of dosh now. And it's night time. Where are we going to go next? Let's go looking for some more bandits. Speed up time, make it a bit quicker. I really should be more careful at night. If I run into a party that's larger and stronger than mine, we could quite easily get killed. Okay, well, when I did a little test run before, there were lots of bandits around this area, but there seemed to be lots of lords parties wandering around. So I guess there's less bandits. Oops, oh, kind of teleported me, didn't it? Hello. Have I got cheats on or something? I appear to be teleporting. Options. Oh, I need to, if cheats are in the start menu, aren't they? So that's no good. Also, let's just check I have all my game options set. Yeah, cool. Let's get some more peasants. Oh, we forgot to sell our men in the tavern. Recruit peasants, 5 more, excellent. I don't want too many, because the more you have, the larger your party is, the slower you travel. So if I recruit loads of peasants and then run into a party of say 5 knights, those knights will slaughter us, and because we have so many peasants, we won't be able to outrun them. Okay, I think that we still have 1,000 ducats, and we have 20 peasants. Well, 19 peasants, plus us makes 20, because we're essentially a peasant. Loads of lords knocking about. I don't have anything to sell. Let's go to the tavern. See if there's any decent mercenaries here. Leslie, oh, you are a ransom broker. I don't need you to explain all of the stuff to me. Sell. They didn't sell for very much. They're only poor bandits, I guess. So, any rumors? Nope. Sister Mora. Greetings, friend. You look the kind of man who'd do well to know me. I travel a great deal all across Pendor and keep an open ear for interesting information that you might find useful. Okay, that needs fixing. Say, you do not look so well, like you lost your best friend. Ah, well, yeah, all my friends died. That's why I came here. Ah, my apologies. I did not mean to intrude. Not intend to be rude. What am I on about? I see that I had inadvertently hit a nerve. Best of luck in your travels. I'll be leaving now, thank you. Goodbye. I don't care about you. These are mercenaries. These are quite good mercenaries, but they're also incredibly expensive, so we won't be hiring them. However, talk to Leslie. Hello, sir. Are you in need of a quartermaster skilled in all aspects of distribution and procurement of supplies? Perhaps are you a military quartermaster or a trader looking to change jobs? I am primarily a trader, and my name is Leslie. A sad turn of events has stranded me here, with barely a denner to my name and no way of returning home. Several months ago, my brother and I sailed from Barclay across the Western Sea. We came to Pendor to buy Nolda artifacts, with the idea of making a profit by trading along the way. Our caravan was attacked outside Laria by a Jatu warband. My brother and our caravan guards were no match for the ferocity of the Jatu. I was the only survivor, and they took me prisoner, with overtly nefarious intentions. Shortly thereafter, the Jatu were vanquished by an adventuring company, and I was freed. Now I'm stranded here with no money and no family to help me. Or perhaps I could offer you work. Can you fight? Well, I'm not a soldier by trade, but I can usually discourage the odd lowlife who's too interested in my bodice. I'm a fast learner. I can ride and I know trading and prices. You won't find a more conscientious, I think that's that word, quartermaster anywhere. Well, that's a start. I doubt your armor-covered bodice would provoke much interest. Good. Give me a few moments to prepare and I'll be ready to move. Leslie has joined the party. We have our first companion, guys. And as such, first we're going to leave and I'm going to check I can do this in this mod. We're going to move her up. She's now our second in command. I'm going to talk to her and I have to see her skills. And I'm going to check. Yes, we can rename her. As such. Oh, I appear to have just broken something. Did I just accidentally input a cheat code? Yeah, we can rename her. Which is what I intended to do before I apparently accidentally input a cheat code and she leveled up like 10 times. Whoops. So I'm going to turn cheats off after this episode. But Leslie's now a lot stronger. She was level like 4, now she's like level 14. I'm going to leave that as it is. I'm not re-recording this episode just because I accidentally did that. So what I want is a name for Leslie. Either say you want me to name her after yourself, or give me a good name to call her, and I will pick my favourite one from the comments. Let's go ahead and upgrade Leslie to be a bit more of a fighter. What else? That's alright. Looting is a party skill, so she could help us with looting. Finding, tactics, tracking. Generally with companions, what you want is you want to upgrade their fighting skills and then have 1 or 2 other skills that they're good at. She's already good at trade, so we can keep that one. In fact, trade is a charisma skill, so let's knock that all. In fact, we can do it once more. There we go. And then we'll put another point into strength. We have 10 skill points we need to distribute. Pathfinding is very important. Or I could maybe improve our Iron Flesh. That'll make us. Iron Flesh isn't a very good skill, especially for the player. But as a NPC, it'll help her a little bit more, I feel. Go riding up maybe. Looting's important. Let's put that up. Let's put pathfinding up. And we have 2 more points to spend. Riding. And leadership is a leader skill. So it's not useful to us. As you can see on the skills and descriptions in the top right, at the bottom it says leader skill. That means it's only really helpful if it's me. Here you can see it's party skill, so the best person is the main one, but people who have the party skill who aren't the best also contribute to it. And then there are personal skills which just help her, like being able to hit harder. I'll give her a point in shield. That'll mean she'll be able to get a better shield. And then we have... one-handed weapons are some of the best for companions. Let's do that to her. Normally you would not be able to put this many points into all these things. It's because I accidentally cheated that we're doing this right now. Let's make it so she can use a crossbow as well, because you don't need any particular skills other than your proficiency to use a crossbow. And let's put the rest in one-handed. That will do. And your equipment, you currently have throwing knives. I'm going to take them off you because they're useless. And then we're going to see if we can buy you some better stuff. Okay, let's get her. She has 10 strength. I think we could give her the one-handed axe. It's very short though. Shortness is bad. That's a lot better. Let's get a heavy fighting axe. She can have the cheap shield. And then can we... In fact, we're probably better off just trying to get armor off of bandits for her. So, Leslie. Let me see your equipment. Here you go. Much better. Now you're much less likely to die. Well, at least you can hit a bit harder anyway. And for now, I'm... Oh, hired hunters. They're running away from us. Hired assassins and highwaymen. I feel like I should deal with these quickly. Then we'll end the episode. And I'm going to go and turn off cheats. I think I had them on because I was testing something at some point. I don't usually cheat, promise. Now let's see how this goes. Oh, two of them have horses, which could be a problem, because I don't even have a shield, and they appear to have crossbows. Oh, the assassins are throwing stuff at me. I'm assuming the 3 on foot and the 2 on horses are the respective assassins and highwaymen. Right now, I'm just distracting the assassins, so they're throwing stuff at me rather than my peasants. Oh, you went down. Oh, I barely did any damage there. So, for those of you who don't know this game, I imagine most of you watching this do, but for anyone who doesn't, this game models momentum and things like that quite well. Oh, my horse was crippled. That's awful. So hitting somebody when you're riding a horse at full speed does a lot more damage than when you're stood still, which is somewhat realistic. One of the reasons I like this. Okay, come here, you. I missed. Come here. I hope I get to loot one of the horses from these guys, seeing as they did manage to... Oh, he's found the end of the thing. Yeah, there are invisible walls in this game. There we go, he's dead. There are invisible walls at the edges of the arena, and sometimes the AI is not the smartest with ignoring, not running into them. Okay, we're going to take... There we go. Let's do that. Our horse is lame now, so it's not as good as it was before. Now we've got a stubborn one, which is better. We want to give that to... I haven't told Leslie how to equip stuff yet, so... Let's talk to Leslie. Let me see your equipment. You want to equip this. I'm not going to give you this horse because it's awful. And there. Now she's a bit more durable. Won't die as easily. We have some more militia. I'd like to get at least some trained militia before we go back to the merchant and do the next part of his quest. Because the guy, there'll be a guy you fight at the end of his missions. Is there a ransom broker here? I'm very bad for doing the whole 5 more minutes thing with this game. There we go. I sold all my prisoners. Made a decent bit of money. So we're going to end it here. Yes, that is going to be the case. We are here in Marlians. We are going around training our men and recruiting any companions we can find for free. And then cheating their levels up. No, we're not going to do that anymore. And that's going to be all for today. Thank you for watching. I've been James Rose. This has been Mountain Blade Warband, Prophecy of Pendor. And I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.